What's up, guys? So I'm back in the SRT, and I'm gonna head over to the storage unit and pull out the Lexus, and I'm gonna give you guys a how much it costs to 1J swap your IS video. So we'll see you guys in a minute. I apologize that it's dark, but just a good startup. Alright, anyways, let her warm up for a second and pull her out. Actually come by this car all that often anymore because I have that for daily, and it is winter time, and this is the time where I'm not really going to drive that car because it's supposed to be snowy and cold and it's a drift car. I have other vehicles to drive, so I mean, it's half the time I actually almost forget I have this car. But you know, figured I'd finally give you guys a how much it costs video, so just a couple more minutes here, let it warm up a little more, and I'll pull it out and I will show you guys everything I put into it to swap it, and how much the parts cost, and give you a good idea of where you can get them. So let's get to that. I miss driving this thing. My bumper is on its way from Russia right now, from KFD tuning shop, and yeah, as soon as that gets here, I'm going to start on body work and get everything looking right for next season. But yeah. I love this car. All right. Ooh, it's cold. That's breath. I vape, but that's not vape. That's how cold it is. All right, so anyways, to start, I bought this 1J VVTi. It's a JZX 110. I bought this, came with the stock harness, came with the ECU. It did not come with the MAF, which I did buy separately. But I bought this engine from eBay, which came from JDM, Virginia. This engine cost me $1,900 shipped straight to my door. If you watch the videos, obviously it didn't come to my door. It came to my uncle's house where I was working on the car. But yeah, so that was $1,900. Upon receiving it, I noticed that one of the engine mounts was broken, so I fixed that. I had extra mounts for my 2J. Also, if you watch the videos, my oil pan was cracked. The upper oil pan was cracked. I fixed that. No more leaks there, so that's good. Yeah, the engine runs phenomenally. Compression, as it says right there on the cover, each cylinder is 180 psi, so good engine. Yeah, so next, this you may or may not need if you already have one. Maybe you had a boosted GE, or maybe you had a 2J GTE in your car before and you want to go to 1J, whatever your case may be. If you have that, awesome. You don't have to spend money on it. But if you don't have it, I actually got this intercooler from a friend of mine, but if you go back a little further in my videos, you can see the price I paid for a bigger intercooler than that for my 1J 350Z, and that only cost me $110. So get yourself an intercooler, go online on eBay or wherever you want to buy your piping from. You can buy a full 2-inch, 2.5, 3-inch intercooler pipe kit off of eBay for like $80 or $90. So that pretty much takes care of your whole intercooler plumbing for a 1J. You may or may not need to buy some extra different couplers, because those kits tend to only come with straight couplers. I needed a 90 for here, I needed a 45 for here, I needed a 90 for there, I needed a 90 for each, well, for there, and I needed a 90 also for right there. So if your kit that you find does not come with that, go ahead and grab some right away. Let's see. So next thing, if you come back to the back of the car, as I'm sure you guys probably know, if you don't own one of these cars, I mean, I don't know why you're watching this video, but that's cool, so thanks for watching. These cars are returnless fuel systems. So underneath this plate here is the fuel hanger. It's all tightened down. I'm not going to pull it all out and show you guys, but the 1J fuel hanger or fuel pump assembly only has one port out, and that's for the feed line to the engine. On the 1J, you need a return line. So what you can do is you can either drill a hole in the top and run a hose down for your return line, or you can do what I did, go on eBay, find a chaser or an Aristo fuel pump assembly hanger. It has the second port for the return line, so all you have to do in theory is run a hose from the front to the back and your fuel system is done. So what I did is I got the Aristo one. It was $90 on eBay. All I did is I used a pre-existing line under the car that was for the evap system, which I don't need anyways, and I spliced into it, ran a hose from there to the line, and then from the further up in the front of the car line up to the engine. So that took care of my fuel system. And yeah, also on that note, the fuel lines that I had to buy were only about $40 in total. Since everything was pretty much already there, I actually bought a lot more than I needed. I bought enough to run from up here all the way back, but after I bought it, I found out that there was already a hard line I could use, so I only needed about 2 feet on each end. So realistically, if you're going to do the same, you only need about 5 or 10 feet, just in case you mess it up. You got enough. But yeah, that was only $40, so sweet. So that brings me to the next thing. Probably the biggest piece besides the engine cost-wise and the most important was the engine swap harness. So I got mine from Justin Collins at QFab Motorsports. It cost me $600. I sent him the harnesses, and within a week of him getting it, it was done and on its way back to me. It only took 2 weeks total, and everything plugged directly into the engine, plugged in everything the way it should be, and the car started first try. So if you guys are in the market, definitely look up Justin Collins, QFab Motorsports, and give him a shout. Mention my name and get a discount. And yeah, I would not suggest anybody else for your wiring needs besides him. He's the only person I trust with my wiring stuff. He also did the harness on my 350Z with the 1J, and that car also ran phenomenally, and it started up first try. So definitely give him a shout. So when you buy these engines, they don't come with a downpipe 90% of the time. So what you're gonna have to do is you can go on Drift Motion or on eBay, and you can buy the flange that bolts to the turbo elbow. A friend of mine actually had one, so it's actually down there. That's what I use to make my exhaust. So, but you can buy them online from $30 to $40. You'll definitely need that if you plan on running the stock elbow. If you go a different route and get a different downpipe, you're not gonna need that. But if you, like a lot of people probably do, they use the stock turbo elbow for a while, you're gonna definitely need that, so go ahead and get one. With that said, that brings me to my next topic. The power steering pumps on the 2J versus the 1J are slightly different. You can, with modification, use the 2J pump on this engine, but I did not. I decided I was going to use the 1J pump that came on it. So what you're gonna have to do is you're gonna have to get yourself a power steering reservoir. I personally like Mishimoto products, so I went ahead and I got one of their Mishimoto power steering reservoirs. I actually need to replace the line on it because it bleeds through a little bit. I just didn't get the right lines. It's not a huge leak or anything like that, so I'm not too concerned about it since I'm not driving the car that much right now. But I need to fix that. But yeah, that reservoir cost me $80 on eBay. Like I said, I've had nothing but good reviews or, good experiences with Mishimoto products. I have the reservoir, I have their overflow tank, I have their radiator, I have their fans. Definitely good products, so definitely give them a shout. No, they didn't sponsor this video or anything like that, but yeah, definitely give them a shout and get yourself some good parts. So as far as parts go, if you're already manual swap, that's pretty much all you're going to need. If your car is, stock manual, or you already did a manual swap and your clutch is good, you're pretty much set with what you have. But before I get into that, it cost me $75 to get all the fluids I needed for this, to get it running properly. Coolant, oil, gear oil for the transmission, odds and ends, little lines for the turbo and stuff like that. But yeah, $75, and that I just bought at the local parts stores. But yeah, so with that said, the total was, I believe, $3,100. So that's basically the essentials of what you would need to get the car or get the engine running in your car. Granted that you already have a manual IS300. If you don't, it's obviously going to cost more because you're going to have to go ahead and get the drive shaft. You're going to have to get a W55, W58, R154, CD09, whatever transmission you decide you want to use. And if you use a different transmission that's not a direct fit up, you're going to have to get more than likely a shifter relocation, and you're going to also have to get a swap kit so you can bolt that transmission up to the 1J. I didn't have to do any of that because I already had a good clutch. I was already manual. Everything bolted up the way it was supposed to. So with that said, some things you may want, things that I did that aren't necessarily needed to get it running. While I had everything apart, I went ahead and I replaced the clutch. I put in a stage 4 competition 6-puck. It is a sprung clutch, and I already had a lightweight flywheel that I reused. I just had it resurfaced. That clutch was $380. I also bought that on eBay. That clutch is amazing. The way it engages feels great. It doesn't slip, it doesn't do anything crazy, and I would highly recommend it if you're in the market to buy a new clutch while you're at it. So another thing that you probably won't need, well, not that you won't need it, but it's very nice to have if you have the funds for it. I went ahead and I got a Greddy Profect electronic boost controller. It's this thing right here above my steering wheel that you see every time I start the car. Lights up real bright blue, shows your boost levels, you can adjust on the fly your boost levels by percentage. So it's really nice, reads in kPa, reads in PSI, reads all kinds of different settings. So yeah, that's really nice to have. If you don't have a boost gauge, you're definitely going to want one. If you have the funds, go ahead and get you one of those. Oh, and before I forget, I realized I didn't mention how much it was. That was also $380 on eBay. You could probably find it for a little less if you look hard enough, but you gotta remember you're paying for what you get. You don't want to get something that's fake, so definitely go ahead and get one of those if you can. And then also, another thing you're definitely going to want, if you don't already have one, is an AEM wideband. So you're definitely going to want to know what your AFRs are, so you're not running lean, not running rich. I had that already from when I boosted my 2J that I bought at a local shop in El Paso, Texas, which I don't live there anymore, but definitely go ahead and get yourself one of those. That cost me, I believe, just under $200 because it is the Type X UEGO, or whatever you want to call it, UEGO. So definitely get something like that. I know Innovate makes them, AEM makes them, different companies make them. The prices probably vary a little bit, but definitely get yourself one. So basically that wraps up pretty much everything that I have put into this car. Like I said, some of the things I already have, but if you're looking at the parts I have on this car right now, not previous stuff that I've spent money on or anything like that, it comes up to $3,970. Definitely not a bad price to have a super fun, pretty dang quick running 1J IS300. So if you guys are in the market, let me know. Hit me up, send me a message on Instagram, on Facebook, hit up the 3 Motion Garage Facebook page, and yeah, let me know what your questions are. Let me know what's going on, and yeah. So basically, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope I can help you in the situation where you're going to want to swap your car, or if you're friends, or whatever the situation may be, let me know. But yeah, go head over to the Facebook page, give it a like, subscribe to the channel here on YouTube, and also something I just started recently, I opened up a Patreon. So head over to patreon.com/3motiongarage and follow me, help me out. You know, I work my butt off to make videos for you guys, and it's very difficult when I'm full-time in college. I'm not really working right now, so it's very difficult for me to continue to throw money into my YouTube channel. It's not free, from what people don't really understand. It takes a lot of money and effort to maintain a YouTube channel and to continue growth. So if you guys could please head over there and follow me on Patreon, and you know, it'll help create content for everybody. So thank you guys again, and we will see you in the next video. Have a good one.